Welcome back to The Takeout. An international alliance is warning that advanced artificial intelligence models are presently on the brink of being able to overwhelm cybersecurity systems for both governments and businesses. And that guidance came from something known as the Five Eyes Spy Agency Alliance, which consists of the security agencies in the United States, Britain, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. That consortium says all of this damaging stuff could happen in mere months. The former director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Chris Krebs, joins me now. I'm also happy to say that Chris is a CBS News contributor. Chris, this sounds scary. You and I have talked cybersecurity for years. This sounds scarier than our earlier conversations. Is it?
It's pretty alarming. The past several months have been a bit of a whirlwind in terms of advanced AI, dating back almost, 2.5 months ago to the first announcement of Anthropic's Mythos model and capability. And this note from the Five Eyes intelligence agencies, while not really a single development, it's a signal that businesses need to take the risk posed by AI falling into the wrong hands very seriously.
It also says in its statement that if you don't do what you just said, you will not be able in the very near future to prevent escalation into major operational and financial crises. What does that mean?
Look, it means you're not going to be able to operate in a world where you have vulnerabilities all over your systems that you haven't patched. That means everyone from an intelligence service in the Chinese government all the way down to just a random fraudster or scammer that's operating somewhere on the other side of the world might be able to get into your systems and shut you down. And look, this is not the end of the world, though, which I think is the good news. And that alert from the Five Eyes lays out a couple of discrete and achievable actions that any business can take on board in the next couple months and kind of get right, make themselves harder targets, make themselves more agile, more resilient, and prepare for what people are calling the vulnerability tsunami that's heading our way.
Okay, let's use another metaphor. It's a backyard brawl, and the hackers have AI, so the good guys need AI of their own. So why can't we just stick AI on AI?
Hey, if anybody's read the William Gibson book, Neuromancer from 1984, that's really what it projected. That's the book where we first got the word cyberspace, but it was about good AI and bad AI going at it across the internet. And that's really what not just the future looks like, but it's about to happen today. And there are AI companies, cybersecurity companies that are launching every single day with tons of backing from venture capital and sovereign funds, just for that eventuality that the bad guys are coming. We need to get ready. And the good news is it's really a speed thing. So the more tools you have that are out there looking, that are out there responding to the bad guys, you might make it through this okay.
I want to try to pinpoint the potential big picture risk, Chris, and see if you agree with this. You might recall not too long ago on Face the Nation, my colleague Margaret Brennan had the IMF, International Monetary Fund Managing Director on, and she said, quote, "The world does not have the ability currently to protect the international monetary system against massive cyber risks." Let me repeat that. International monetary system against massive cyber risks. Do you believe it's that large a potential problem?
Look, when you've got Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, directly calling Secretary Bessent at the Treasury, raising the alarm over Mythos and the AI risk, yeah, there's something going on here. Those guys are pretty serious. They're also not necessarily known to hyperbole. So I think there are some risks. I think there are some concerns. I think that's why this administration over the last couple weeks has really ratcheted up their approach to addressing AI risk. It used to be kind of a laissez-faire, do what you need to do. Let's stoke the innovation engine. Now it's a much more cautious. They're using export controls against Anthropic to pull the model back, the Mythos and Fable models. And so there is concern, and they're using the tools available which unfortunately is probably the biggest issue right now, is that Congress has not put out legislation to set a predictable, standards-based approach to evaluating risk around AI. And we need to get on that sooner rather than later.
What Chris Krebs just described is by far the biggest regulatory U-turn of the second Trump term on AI. Chris Krebs, always a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.